When any wildlife photographer thinks of who are the top nature wildlife photographers that are legends in this quarter of a century, right at the top of the pile is Wolfe.
Art has consistently, as a photographer, had defining images in almost all the different genres of photography that he's worked in.
When I look at it, my career now over 40 years, very few people have been as far afield as I have. The camera becomes a passport to countries throughout the world, and it's certainly been that for me. I came to Africa on the very first trip in 1980 in November. I can remember to this day going out into the Serengeti, camping in the Ngorongoro crater, had lions come through camp, and I was hooked.
Having C4 and Iconic Images International host Art on his last public tour is a great privilege for us.
He spent the last 30-odd years leading groups around the world on photographic tours. He brings not only his generosity of teaching, he brings his technical expertise, but on top of that, he brings a dimension that very few can, and that is he brings unique artistry to wildlife nature photography, better than anybody that I know has done it in the last quarter of a century.
I've been really enjoying collaborating with Shem and his company C4 and Dennis and Iconic Images. Here on this last public tour, they make sure and ensure that the people that come on their trip come away with great images. You know, I think that as one progresses through your career, if you're fortunate, you meet kindred souls, and Dennis Glennon certainly is that. And so it's a delight to work with Dennis. He's very different than I, and often it's those opposites that work really well together. And I found Shem is first and foremost a photographer. The very fact that he's so motivated to get great shots means you're going to get great shots. When you team Shem and Dennis together, it's a dynamite team. They have taken me to new places like Mashatu and Malamala. For a photo safari, I think is a perfect blend of two different experiences. Mashatu, it's certainly more dusty, hot, harsher, and yet that's what makes a compelling image. It's the rawness of the land that actually translates when a herd of elephants are coming down a dry wash, backlit by the descending sun. That is unique to Mashatu. People that come on my tours are like-minded. They're already curious people. You know, life is short. Why not go out and see other cultures? You know, go to India, go to Africa, see how other people live. To see people for the first time, seeing a lion or a giraffe or an elephant reinvigorates me. The sheer excitement of seeing an elephant come up next to a vehicle and get giddy and sweaty at the same time, that's exciting for me to watch that. I think what I love the most is when light and circumstances and subject all come together. It's magic, and that doesn't happen every day. But you live for those moments, and it gets you up out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning and out past dusk.
It's always a pleasure working with Art because I'm always taken aback at just how passionate and energetic someone can be when they've been photographing for 40 years. He wakes up every morning, he's got a smile in his eye, and he's just ready to get out there photographing. It makes me appreciate the medium that we work in and makes me look forward to being a photographer for the next number of years.
I'm now on my 68th day of a trip, and I'm as exuberant and thrilled to go out and go look for a subject as I was the first day of the trip. And I think that's the magic of photography, and that energy of creation is what drives us and gives us the energy to go forward.